Hey lovelies, welcome back to another coffee coloring chat. It's me, Dee. I used to be Colorful Dreams, but now I am Dee's Coloring Book Nook. The reason for that change was when you brought up Colorful Dreams, a whole other bunch of channels that have the same name come up. So Zoe from Zoe's Cozy Coloring, Zoe's Cozy Coloring. Sorry if I got that wrong. I will fix it on the screen. She let me know that she couldn't bring up my videos and whatnot, so I had to come up with a new name, and technically explaining what I do, like coloring. Like each channel has kind of like a title to explain what kind of channel they are, so that's what I went with to see if that changes any. So yeah, there's that reason I changed my name from Colorful Dreams to Dee's Coloring Book Nook. So if for anybody who's wondering about it, I am still the same person. I haven't changed. I am me. And I know I missed a coffee coloring chat last week. I wasn't feeling great. Plus, I didn't really know what to talk about. But today I have a little bit of something to talk about. I was kind of inspired, and I did a little bit of research here and there, and watching a few people's posts and stuff in Facebook groups about this situation. So I thought maybe we can talk a little bit about it. And it is the Ohuhu out of stock kind of situation. So, and I will put up little things on screen. I have asked a lady on Facebook, she posted about it, about how she emailed Ohuhu about her product that she ordered, and they told her at first it was going to be October, then they switched it to May of 2025. And, you know, that's ridiculous, okay? First of all, I had the same situation in October, and a couple of my markers were dried out, and a few of you guys know this situation. So I ordered some markers. A couple of them came dried, and I messaged Ohuhu their support email instead of Amazon, because that's where I bought it. But you can still reach out to Ohuhu's support team, and they were like, "Oh, we'll give you $8 for you to buy the 2 refills." Well, they don't make refills for those, so I messaged them and said $8 doesn't even cover the shipping, let alone the 2 markers that I'm supposed to be refilling to begin with. So then they said to me, okay, we'll send you a 48 set of pastels. And then they were telling me, oh, but we have none in stock. It won't be here for another month. Can you wait a month? I'm like, no, because it shows on Amazon, and there was proof that Amazon was carrying them, and they weren't out of stock on Amazon. So why couldn't they just give me an Amazon gift card, which is what I asked them, for me to buy them? Then it was, well, if you buy them on Amazon and show us the proof, then we'll send you a reimbursement. I was like, no, that's not going to cut it either. So you either send me the markers or send me an Amazon card to purchase them, which they are on Amazon. So we went back and forth. It took like 3.5 weeks before they settled on sending me the 96 set of pastel set. But what I'm trying to get at is, yes, Ohuhu is saying we're out of stock, we're out of stock. And it says right on their Instagram page that they knew that their markers had become popular and there was an abundance of orders in September, since the cute, comfy, and cozy trend came out. So if they already knew that this trend was huge and Christmas was coming, and they knew this in September, why didn't they fix it then? Like, why didn't they stock up then and get their people or whoever makes the markers in gear and say, listen, Christmas is coming. This is a huge trend right now. We need to, pick up the pace and push it. You know what I mean? Just like pump out the product and get it done, because I know that it's going to be a huge, and they say it, if you go to their Instagram page, they say it on their Ohuhu site that they know that there was, an abundance of this and their orders have been remarkable and whatnot, and that was in September. So what I'm saying is, and I know they're telling everybody, oh, we're out of stock here, we're out of stock there, da 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 da. Well, go on Amazon. They're not out of stock, because I was just on there. I went and checked before I even did my video, and they're not out of stock there. So what's the problem? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. Why are you telling customers you're out of stock when in reality we know, you go on Amazon and they're not out of stock. It just, and they say, oh, their restock dates are going to be this, and then they tell people, oh, we can't get your set to you till May or whatever. No, that's not acceptable. You knew in September, at the beginning of September, how huge this was going to be. There's no way in hell that you shouldn't have been on top of it. Now, I'm not knocking their markers. I'm not. Their markers are great. They're beautiful, and it's their customer service kind of like business end that needs a little bit of revamping, if you ask me. And yeah, I know a lot of you are going to say, you guys are going to have your opinions about my thoughts. And I am not claiming to be a professional. This is a disclaimer. I'm putting it out there. The thoughts and opinions on this channel are mine and mine alone. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm not asking you to, just agree with me. Like, I'm not asking you to agree with me. Do your own research if you want. I mean, I'll put up little things on the screen to show you guys, but I went through this in, September, October, that they were telling me they were out of stock, and I went and checked on Amazon, and they were not out of stock. Like, I know a lot of people like the brush tips, and I get that. I mean, a lot of people do. But if you want Ohuhu markers, and, sometimes you just have to go for what they have. I have the chisel tip and the fine tip, and there's no difference in them, really, other than, the brush tip is different than the fine tip. The fine tip is for smaller areas, which I like, because sometimes the brush tips are a little harder to deal with in itty-bitty spaces. But I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't really make a difference, and they're an Ohuhu marker, and you're still getting the same quality. So, I don't know. I mean, and like I said, I understand that some people like the brush tip. I do. And some people are just set on that. But if you have to, settle for the fine tip, if that's what they have in stock. I mean, I've seen others in stock. I've seen the brush tips in stock, and I can show you up on the screen there, from Amazon.ca. So just do your research and make sure, look everywhere to make sure they are sold out. But I'll pop up the Ohuhu post that they posted about September, and they knew that there was an abundance, and then, and you can go check it out on Instagram as well. And they do have restock dates But for some reason, it's only for the Honolulu sets. And I think the Honolulu sets are the more popular ones because, to me, they have nicer colors. But the 320 set, which is what a lot of people are after, was not sold out on Amazon when I looked this morning. So just keep checking your Amazon because, yes, a lot of them were out of stock, the smaller sets. But I know a lot of the bigger sets are not out of stock. So, that's just my thoughts and you know, yeah, just my thoughts and my opinion. And let me just see what I have written down here. How did I word it? I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. The thoughts and opinions I share throughout my video are mine and mine alone. Please do not take my video or my words as fact, and I really suggest doing your own research before making any decisions on anything I've said. I only share information as I understand it. So please, I'm not knocking the company. They are a wonderful company, marker-wise and like item wise and stuff like that. It's just, I think their customer service needs a little bit of tweaking, and because it's very contradictory and there's a lot of confused people. I'm confused. I mean, I have Ohuhu markers and I'm bloody well confused at what the hell is going on, to be honest, because I don't even understand it, to be honest. Because, like I said, I looked on Amazon I looked on my Amazon, and the 320 set wasn't sold out. There were a few other sets that weren't sold out. And like I said, beggars can't really be choosers. I mean, if you're really that petty about, you know, getting brush tip, I get it, but settle for what you can right now if you really, really want them that badly. And I would say just settle for what you can at the moment, and then go from there, I suppose. I'm only basing this in alcohol marker. I think I'm going to shade it with my pencils. So, yeah. The other thing I was asked about was the whole Coco Wyo thing that was going on. Now, Coco Wyo has made a request to trademark the Bold and Easy name for coloring books. Like, you know how a lot of us have the Bold and Easy coloring books? They want to trademark the name, meaning if they do get the trademark, then every time you type in Bold and Easy coloring books, the only things that will pop up are the Coco Wyo books. And a lot of artists and coloring book publishers are a little upset about it because why now, out of all of this? Why didn't they trademark it when they first created it? Jade Summer, if I'm not mistaken, when Alexander Franzese was working for them, they started the Bold and Easy with their cute and spooky books years ago. So why now? In my opinion, I think they're just doing it as a cop-out because their books are being overridden by others. I really don't know. That's the only thing I can think of that would kind of make them want to trademark it that way, in my opinion. I really don't know. But I still think that it's a long shot. I don't know if they'll be able to get the trademark with all the cute and cozy books out there that are bold and easy and stuff. So, yeah, I really don't know how it's going to work out. Again, my thoughts and opinions are my own. I'm not professional. I don't always understand. I know a lot of coloring book artists work very hard, and I do understand that Ohuhu works very hard. Funny thing is, you know, instead of worrying about the new line of markers coming out, which I understand they're trying to expand their company, but if you're already having issues keeping in stock what you're keeping in stock, what about the new thing of markers that the new line of markers that you're coming out with? How is that going to work if you're having a hard time? So that's what I mean. Like their business aspect, I think, in my opinion, needs a little bit more work and some tweaking, and have a group of people focused on what's happening now and getting crap out, and then have people focused on the new line of markers coming out whenever. So that's just my opinion and my thoughts. And I know I keep repeating it. I guess that's the word of the day. My thoughts, lots. I know. I just don't want to influence anybody. I am just venting on what I see and how I understand it. So that is what I wanted to pretty much kind of discuss today. Also, we can discuss other things, not just, I don't want my channel to just be, just negative. It's not really negative. I'm not aiming for negative. It's just fact about what's going on right now. I did some Christmas shopping, and my first order for Christmas came in. The Canada Post here, they are on strike, so a lot of people are struggling to get their packages and whatnot. So a lot of companies are going with, Amazon has their own delivery system, I get that. But there are a lot of companies that used to use Canada Post as their delivery aspect. And I know FedEx and Purolator out here, it was on the news that they were weeding out, because they're taking on the brunt of the Canada Post strike. So they're weeding out stuff right now, trying to get as many packages for Christmas out to people who ordered Christmas stuff. So that's the other thing that's going on right now, is everybody's just praying and hoping that their Christmas gifts, if they've ordered them, get to them on time for the holidays, which I hope they do for people's sake, because, it is the holidays, but if it doesn't get there on time, then, I think a lot of people will understand as well. Hopefully they will understand it, that their gifts are going to be late and stuff. But my order got to me because I used a different, when I ordered from Temu, I used DHL for delivery. So if you are in Canada and you order from Temu, you can ask for express shipping, and it won't come through Canada Post. It will come through as another, it's DHL, which is a delivery service kind of like FedEx and stuff. So that's just an idea for anybody if they do. I know a lot of people don't do the whole Temu thing. I do. But I got my Temu order in record time. Usually it takes 2 weeks. I got mine in 7 days, if that. I think 6 it took them to get it to me. So, and that was with the express shipping with DHL. So that's an idea if anybody is in Canada and, is struggling to get their Christmas gifts to them, or, whatever. That is an option. But right now, that is the struggle in Canada, is the Canada Post strike and trying to get everything that people need for the holidays. Well, getting people stuff to them for the holidays, I should say. So I do hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. I think I'm going to, because it is December and the holidays are coming fast, this will probably be my last coffee, color, and chat till the new year, just because I can focus on holiday stuff and wrapping and all that fun stuff. I haven't even got my tree up yet. I don't even have a tree. I have to order a tree this weekend from Amazon. And yeah, so that is pretty much, I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, and, I'll do my best to keep you guys updated for the holidays as the days come. And I know my coffee, color, and chats are usually, I want them to be longer, but sometimes the hard part is trying to figure out what to keep, what to talk about. I do have a couple of questions to ask, and you guys can answer them in the comments below. One, what is the one supply that you want for the holidays? Speaking of Ohuhu markers and supplies, what is one supply you guys would really like for the holidays? 2, what coloring books would you like for the holidays? Me, I have a few. Only 2 of them are Christmas based because I don't want to have too many Christmas books, like holiday books, because then they just sit on the shelf for the year. I mean, I want 2 because I really like them, but other than that, I have other ones that that I really, really would like to have, and I can color them throughout the year. And they are 2 books by Bogiki. There's, I think there's one called Fuzzy Buddies, and the other one is called Cuddly Buddies, I think. And that is the ones that I really want. And then I have Spooky Christmas and Merry Christmas by Jade Summer on my list. So those are some of the books I want. I was just curious, and it's a question that I'm asking you guys for, to answer down below in the comments. What books would you like for the holidays, and what supply is the one thing on your list that you would really like? And what is one coloring supply, that when you're coloring you cannot go without in your coloring arsenal? Me, it has to be my paint pen, my white paint pen. That's the one thing I cannot. I need that for highlights. I don't know why I cannot go without it. If I do, I feel like my page is like literally not finished, if that makes sense. Yeah. If I don't have my white paint pen, it feels like my pages aren't finished, which is quite funny, to be honest, but that's the way I feel. And it's funny, I didn't know anything about highlights. Like, when I first started coloring, I didn't realize that people use like just a white pen for highlights. And I had joined a coloring group, and I saw people that had the highlights on their pages, and I was like, that looks so cool. How did these people do it? And I was trying to figure it out. Couldn't figure it out for the longest time. And then at first I was afraid to ask because I was new and I didn't want to sound dumb. But I guess I realized, well, if you don't ask, you're never going to know. And if you don't, you're new to all this, and these people are probably used to, newbies coming in and asking. That was like 14 years ago. So I asked, and one lady said, "Oh, you can use white pen, just like a gel pen." And then I discovered the white paint pens and like the Tuliarts and stuff when I typed in, white pens for coloring in Amazon. I ended up right down another rabbit hole. Everybody knows what that rabbit hole's like, don't we? Well, at least us colorists know what that rabbit hole is like, and it's definitely, you definitely get lost in it, that's for sure. So, with that, ended up down the rabbit hole, and I fell in love with the paint pens, not markers, paint pens. There is a difference for those of you who are curious or that don't know. And before any stupid comments are made, yes, we know the acrylic paint pens and acrylic markers have acrylic paint in them. We do that. We do know this. Before any stupid comments are made. Sorry, I had to put it out there. So, I am going to shade this with my pencils. I just need to do the background. What is under here? There's something under my thing here, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, it's gone now. But, yeah. So, yeah, at first, when I first joined the coloring community and I got on and I found all the coloring groups that I didn't even know existed at the time, when I got on them, I was so afraid to ask questions because I didn't want to sound dumb. I really didn't want to sound dumb. But as I grew in my coloring and I started realizing, like, people, I would watch people's comments on the Facebook groups, the coloring groups. I realized that I wasn't going to sound dumb at all because there were lots of people asking questions. And, yeah, that's when I realized that ask your questions. Nobody's going to look at you differently. You're new. I knew a little bit about coloring and stuff like that. Yeah. But you don't know until you ask, right? And I learned that. And I was always afraid to ask. I really was, to be honest. I was very afraid to ask for anything online of anybody. My one daughter, she will not go to the store by herself because if she can't find something, she refuses to ask or talk to anybody, like any of the workers or anything. She just, yeah, it's a note for her. So she doesn't go to the store by herself. She'll go with her friends, but she won't ask people anything. And that's the way I was when I was younger, when I first started coloring, and I was just, yeah, I don't know. Has anybody ever felt that way? The thought of, I guess it was kind of anxiety, but I didn't realize it was like an anxiety thing at the time. I really didn't realize it was, I don't know, it's just, I don't think it's, well, some of it can be anxiety, but some of it's just, the fear of feeling and looking dumb to people. You just don't want that stigma on you, I guess. But if you don't ask for help, you can't get the help, and, And I realized, during my drug recovery that if you don't reach out and ask, then nobody knows you actually need the help. And so don't be afraid to ask for help, even in coloring. You're not going to look dumb. There are people out there that will always judge you no matter what. I know that. I figured that out the hard way. But people out there will always judge you no matter what. Just don't worry about them. That's just plain ignorance of them not understanding it themselves, if you ask me. A lot of judgment comes from not, and I'm not saying that I've never judged somebody or anything. I'm not perfect. We all do it, so, or judge a situation, or even judge yourself. We've all judged ourselves. We've all, been there. Just I guess as you grow and you learn in life that if you're asking for help, it doesn't make you weak. Doesn't mean you're weak. Just means you need help and you don't understand. That's all. I saw it as a sign of weakness years ago, but I guess it all happens from, I guess, being a kid in a European family. You're supposed to know it all, and you're supposed to, the way I grew up was, I'm Portuguese, so the woman stays home, takes care of the kids, the man goes out and works, and the woman does everything else. And when, I grew up, I was very different. I wasn't like that. I was very independent, I guess I could say, growing up, and my family hated it, and that's how I became the black sheep of my family, is because I was very opinionated, and I had my own thoughts and my own, all of that, so that was fun growing up in that. But, yeah, so, like I said, this will probably be the last coffee color and chat until the new year. Like I said, because of the holidays and all of that fun jazz. And I just don't want to stress about, doing this. And I mean, I love doing this for you guys and talking to you guys and letting you guys know stuff. But I just don't want to worry about this and, the holidays. I try not to stress because I try. And it's very hard not to stress because there's so much going on at once. But it's funny because we stress all month, or we stress as Christmas gets closer. We stress as the holidays get closer. The one day is over. The one day comes, it's done, it's over with. And then you sit back and go, what the heck did I stress for? But it's true. We all stress over one bloody day. For what? Honestly, for what? We don't need to stress, because it's just, to me, it's living your life. Like, I know it's considered a special day. I do. And I understand that. But we stress over the commercialism of it, I believe. Not so much the simplicity that the holiday is supposed to give you. And that, that feeling, it's more of the commercialism that's in your face constantly with commercials and this and that. The holidays are 2 days away. The holidays are 5 days away. You know, this is the perfect gift. If you haven't picked up the perfect gift, blah, 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 blah. And it's in your face, constant. And I think a lot of the time the media doesn't, I mean, the media and like the television just does not help that situation. So I'm just saying, try not to stress too much. I know it's easier said than done, very much easier said than done. But if you can, try not to stress. Remember, it's a day to spend with family and your loved ones, and just to show each other how much you love each other and care. It's not about the gifts, you know, but it seems to be that's the way it's turned out to be in the last, you know, given years. But just try not to stress, and remember to have a safe and happy holiday. And if leave a comment down below what you guys think, and I hope, like I said, I hope you guys have a very happy holidays and New Year. And I do hope to be back with you guys in my coffee color and chat in the new year. And until the new year, guys, big hugs, happy holidays, stay safe, and until next time, bye.